Hello friends, so I just wanted to share with you just a quick purchase that I made today. As you can see, I went to Ross and I came across this bag and I was a little surprised to see such a nice bag there. And you know, when you find a bag at a Ross or a Marshalls or a TJ Maxx, it's not always in perfect condition because it's been handled, and so this one, it's probably that sort of situation where it's been handled and it's probably going to have a few light surface scuffs and so on, but I decided to rescue it from this store, and it was a really good price, so I decided to pick it up. It's the small Flynn, and I know that this bag has been recently also on sale, and it's still on sale, so I thought some of you might want to take a look at it. So it is a shoulder bag, and it's a smaller type shoulder bag. So I do have a few things to compare it to, but I'm going to go ahead and unstuff it and just show you the bag, and then I'll compare it to some other bags that I have that have this same type of silhouette or design where it has these pleats. So you can see how on the outside it looks like it's got these beautiful pleats, but they're pockets. So it has two really nice exterior pockets, one in the front and one in the back, and then the main compartment in the middle. I haven't had the small Flynn before, but I've owned the mini Barlow in city leather, and then I had the small Barlow in patent leather. And this was several years ago. And now today, when I compare it to this bag, I have those same bags in Florentine leather. So I just want to show you so that you can see the size difference. This small Flynn is a size that I think will be interesting to me. I've never used it. This is, you know, my first time seeing it in person, and since it's new to me, I really don't have a whole lot to say, but I do know that I love, or that I really enjoy, this design. And again, once I take everything out of this one, you'll see the other ones that I have that I do have quite a bit of experience with. So you'll see how similar it is and why I think this one will also be something that I enjoy. So you can see the leather. This is in the color teal, you guys. So there's the tag. It's in teal, and it's the small Flynn. And like I said, it's not quite perfect, and I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but for example, right here, there's a little scratch right here. Nothing serious, right? It's just when it's handled by people at the store, maybe it's just not. Right here you can see a little scratch. Again, it's probably, I can buff all of that out. In the front, right here, another one. It was such a good price, you guys, and I just felt like I could, you know, I could overlook all of these little, right here. When you buy them from I Love Dooney anyway, it's such a gamble that sometimes, you know, sometimes you're getting something really great, and I feel like recently all of the purchases that I've made have been mostly really great. The last unboxing that I did, those ones had a few little details, but the first unboxing that I did, those bags were perfect. So it's kind of a toss-up when you order from I Love Dooney. So I would say that that's kind of what I'm looking at here. It's kind of that sort of situation where it's not quite perfect, but it's still new and it's really nice. So I'm happy with it either way. Okay. Let's take everything out. So I'm glad it still has the bag. I like my dust bags. It's got all of the little pouches. It has its card. It's got its sticker. So yeah, this bag is pretty complete, even though obviously people were looking at it. It doesn't seem dirty or anything. It doesn't seem like it's been used. Yep, it looks great. Okay, so now that it's unstuffed, you can see what it looks like. Maybe the pleats are even a little bit more marked now. And then what it looks like from the top. And then I'm off screen. I'm going to try it on in my shoulder. And I am wearing a thick sweater today. Pretty good. I know there's this thing, I've been watching some videos, something about an elbow test. This is new to me. I didn't know anything about this, but apparently some people look for bags that have a drop, that when they're sliding this bag over their shoulder, that this part of the bag doesn't touch their elbow. This touched my elbow, and I've mentioned this before. I'm very, very petite, so I'm about 5 feet tall. So just saying, on a petite person like me, and I'm not super thin, but I'm definitely not large either. I'm just petite and curvy. So on someone like me, my elbow still did just barely touch this, but it did. So if that's a stickler for you, then you should know that. The straps seem like they're a nice, comfortable thickness. I don't foresee any problems, but I guess after using it, we'll see. I really like the way it looks now that it's unstuffed. I almost prefer it than how it looked when it was stuffed. I think it looks really nice. Very beautiful. The pleats look great. The color is stunning. Does it have feet? Yep, it's got 5 feet. Great. The interior is very nice, bright red. Okay, so the reason that I like these bags a lot, I'm going to bring into the picture my others that I have, and these I've had for a while, so I know I love these. And you can see, this is the small Flynn, and this is the small Barlow, almost the same size. We're going to measure this. I have my measuring tape here. We will measure this to see if they're the same size. They almost look the same. It's possible that this one looks just a smidge taller, and that looks just a smidge wider. And obviously, so this one has a handle at the top, and this one only has the shoulder straps. This one is a satchel, so then you get the shoulder strap. And this strap, right now I have it with just the shoulder length, but it also has an extension that it can go across body. And then this one here, this is the mini Barlow. So pulling the small Flynn out of the picture, this is a small Barlow, and this is the mini. This is the baby. Big sister and baby sister. So those two actually have quite a bit of a difference in size. Out of these two bags, my favorite, ooh, I hate this. I like small bags. So my favorite is the mini. I like the way it looks. I like how the pleats, you know, maybe because it's a mini, it's more pleaty. It's more pleaty than its big sister. So this is the small, and the pleats aren't as pronounced. And then on the small Flynn, they're probably even a little less pronounced. But yeah, the mini has really beautiful marked pleats. And yeah, I just find this bag really pretty and feminine and practical. So that's what I wanted to say. So I have used all sorts of bags from Dooney and Bourke, but this style bag, I think they did an amazing job with this bag. I love that, you know, my usual with these bags is that on one, maybe the front, probably the front, is where my phone goes. My phone, because, you know, I don't have to go through my entire bag to get to my phone. It's just right there, right in the front. And in the back, I will have something else, probably my keys. You know, I have like a little hook thing on my keys. Sometimes I'll hook my keys to a ring. But in the back, I'll have something else that I need to have easily accessible. Maybe my ID for work, or my keys, or something else that I need to just be able to stick my hand in there without looking and find it. I know that there's that key leash thing that comes in these bags. That's never really worked for me. I've tried it. I have given it a shot, and when I've done it, I feel like, yeah, this is great, but it just doesn't stick. It doesn't stick, so I just don't do it. It's easier for me to have like a hook on my keys that I can clip onto the side of the bag, and that it's not as cute. It doesn't look as nice as if, you know, they would be hidden in the bag because they're just keys, but it's easy and it's practical, and so I do that. So yeah, so that's the reason why I love these style of bags. I really feel like those two little pockets make a massive difference in the functionality of these bags. And then of course in the center, that's where you keep everything else you need. This bag is large enough for me that it fits my large iPad and then everything else that I need. It'll easily fit a water bottle, and it fits a large wallet. It fits a ton, you guys. It fits a ton. Like, let me show you how wide this opens. It's like a bucket bag. And then plus the two outside pockets, it's perfect. It's a great, great bag. The mini is also great. Obviously, it's not going to fit as much, but it fits everything that I need. I've even carried like a 16-ounce water bottle in here, and if I do that, then I won't be able to snap it closed because I'm not laying the water bottle down in this bag. It's going to be standing. I don't want that to spill in my bag, but I can stand it right here and still slide my hand through here, through these handles, because the water bottle is right here. And then plus my wallet and all my other little essentials that I need, and then my phone and my keys, and everything fits. It's perfect. I really, really like these bags. I like how easily I can get in and out of them without fussing around with the inside of the bag trying to find things. So, given that review on these bags, it's going to be the same for this. I mean, inevitably, it's the same design. It's going to be the same. It's just that this is going to be hanging on my shoulder, and I guess we'll see how that makes a difference. I don't foresee that it's going to be a problem. I feel like I should, even with this hanging on my shoulder, I should be able to stick my hand and pull something out especially from the front pocket easily, which ultimately will probably be my phone. So it's great. I love that design. And there's a ton of this with them. So this is the mini Barlow. This is the small Barlow. There's a regular Barlow. There's a large Barlow that doesn't have the handles. It just has shoulder straps like this, but it's called a Barlow, and it has like 2 zippers on the side, and you unzip it and make it massive. That's too much bag for me, but it's beautiful, especially when you unzip it. It's just, then the green suede pops and it looks beautiful, and it has like an edgy look because of those 2 zippers on the side. So I think it's really, really fun. But like I said, it's way too much for me. And then this one is the small Flynn, but then there's the Flynn. So obviously the Flynn is going to be bigger than this, and I don't know how much bigger, but I'm assuming it's going to be pretty big. So, and aside from that, I think there's more. I think there's, because this is Barlow, there's a Brenna. There's a Brenna, and I think my understanding is that Barlow is kind of north-south. It's a little, you know, elongated, and the Brenna is east to west, so it's a little bit wider. So they really do have the perfect one for you in this style if this is something that you're interested in. Okay, so let's get this wrapped up by doing the measurements. I think I'm getting too excited with my new little bag. So I just wanted to share with you what the measurements of it are. So the drop on the strap is 10 inches. So 10-inch strap drop. And then on the top, it is a little over 13.5 inches. 13.5. On the bottom, so it might have like a little bit of a flower pot. Yeah, 10.5. So in the bottom it's 10.5 here, but on the top it's 13.5. So it's gonna have that little like flower pot, you know, where it's smaller and then gets bigger towards the top sort of look. But I don't really see, in person, I don't see it, but the measurements don't lie, right? And then depth. It's going to be about 6 inches. 6 inches deep. Yeah? Okay, so we said 13.5, about 10.5, 6 inches deep. So let's try this one now, the small Barlow, and see what the difference is. So this one on the top is 11.5 inches. So 11.5 versus 13.5 on the top, and then on the bottom 10. So a less of a flower pot, but it's still a flower pot. 10 versus 11.5. And then the depth is 5.5 inches. So again, the measurements don't lie. Based on that, then the small Flynn is bigger. The small Flynn is a bit bigger. I feel like it's hard to tell. Like, I'm sitting here with these 2 bags in front of me, but I don't feel like it's bigger, but it's a bit bigger. Let's see. I hope you can see that. Yeah, I guess it is. I guess it is bigger. This here, the main compartment, definitely looks smaller than this one. And then also, just for comparison's sake, the mini is 7 inches tall, about 9.5. The top is about 10.5. 9.5 versus 10.5. The depth is 5 inches. So the depth on the mini and the small is almost the same. The same depth. Not exactly the same, but just about. Oh, and you can see the difference here on the way that they did these corners. Oh, interesting. I prefer the denim. So the bottom one, I prefer that sort of corner where there's that like a pleaty corner versus this sort of flat. Can I tell you why I prefer it? Not really, but in my head, I'm thinking that this piping over time will wear out differently than it would on something like this. What's the Flynn like? Yeah, the Flynn has that pleaty corner. I prefer this. I prefer this sort of bottom. Anything else that we can look at? I don't think so. I think that's pretty much it. I probably, you know, like I said, I haven't had this, so I don't know for sure what kind of issues or things I might notice that could be a problem. But based on my knowledge of these two and my experience with these two bags, I just feel like it's gonna work out. I do like to carry bags in my wrist or my elbow, so obviously I won't have the choice with that small Flynn, but everything has its moment, right? Everything has its place. So yeah, friends, I hope you enjoyed this comparison. I hope this helps some of you make decisions on what to pick up, and take a look. Maybe there's some Florentine at your local Ross. I was really surprised. I feel like I've never seen a Florentine bag at my Ross or my Marshalls. I've definitely seen Dooney's, but never Florentine. And for the price, in my head I was like, maybe they don't know what they have because it was a really good price. So yeah, give it a shot. Maybe you'll find a treasure that you have to rescue as well. All right, bye friends. Have a good rest of your day.